anyway. Then our bridge, we opened a bid on our bridge at Hills Creek. There might be a little bit of old business going on, and it come in, a little over 900,000. We had three bidders within, seemed like 20 or 30,000 of each other. Then
Who got that?
Huh?
Who got that bid?
well, I forgot the name of the company, but anyway, it's a new contractor. I've got it, you got that paper, and where we awarded that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
We'll go sit down there and get it. My engineer went through all the specifications, because it was so close, be sure all the figures matched. And he's worked with this contractor in Camden County on some bridges, and he says he's all right, he does a good job. And
How much was it, over 900?
yeah, about, we'll get the exact figure, I've got it in there, and she's went to get it, and, we stick up a day if we had a little over $1 million, figured $1.2 million or $1.3 million. And this is the bridge that we had trouble getting any bids at all, or way out, coming for it. And we had 5 bidders, which was good. 3 of them was within 20 or 30,000 of each other. This one guy might have got in there for about $5,000 or $6,000. He said the last minute before he bid, he thought, well, I'm gonna drop down a little bit more. And he did. And, real good bids, and, we're waiting on Tennessee, state aid to get everything approved. And then we'll be ready to have our meeting, pre-construction meeting and everything, get in place.
Is that 80-20?
Nah, maybe 95-5, yeah, we got that, you know.
But we can use
But
our,
we've got money in there, you know,
but we can do our 5% on other stuff too, can't we?
yeah, the roads are 5%, and I believe that is too, but anyway, I've kept my state aid road money built up, because you don't get much bridge money a year, but a year you can move half of your road money into your bridge program. And so that keeps you from having to go out of your main fund or go ask for more money, you know. And, but anyway, it's been, we're tickled to death, we're ready to get to work on it. When we get those out, we'll have to go with our next bridge, you know, on the state aid road. This, they top priority, and you have to take your top priority, number one priority, and step down every time.
And that will take that weight limit.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll be well enough there, you know. And then inspect everything over 20 foot, and that's 24 foot. You know what that.
So when that bridge is far enough up, they don't get a ton of traffic.
No, it's close to.
I mean, as far as heavy traffic.
No, well, they log a little bit, not too much here lately, but in the past, a lot of logging up on the mountain, you know. And if we won't be in the water, we'll be redoing the bridge we got, like the new beams, and not down in the rock except the run around. They'll have to put in some tiles for that, and that's cost savings too, and, because the other way we went, it just wasn't gonna work, you know. And so TDOT had to prove, they've got to prove any kind of drawing through our engineer that turns in, you know. We'll have to get them pre-approved before you can go out to bid, because, you know, that's the step you got to go through. But anyway, worked out good. I'll be glad to get this one out of the way, you know. And, I guess that's, probably about it, you know, and, as far as any other news. But we're staying pretty steady and working a lot on Fridays, and most of the time everybody can work. I feel them if they can, you know, we need to here. Try to get caught up a little bit. But we're staying steady at it. And of course, you have a few breakdowns sometimes, and other things take place. Put on that copy right there.
Oh my gosh, it's in there. You'll have to read it.
We have several bids, let's see. He give us a thing. Here, let's see. Yeah, it was 800 something thousand, yeah. 825,290, okay? That was the lowest bid. The next bid was 827. 144.50, and the next one was 857, and then the other one was 959. The two lowest bids was just a little under $2,000 on over 800,000. So he went over all the figures for sure that.
What was the name of that company?
Jameson, JAMISON Construction LLC.
Where they out of?
I believe Portland or somewhere, my engineer knew all about him, you know. And, like I say, he's worked with them. Some of these he's never worked with, but that one he had in county at the present time.
Did it give you any idea on how long it would be?
Maybe around 60 or 90 days or something like that, depends on the weather. But he's got a time limit in on the bridge, you know, whenever we get started, you know. And, but he did go over all the figures and all the documentation, and that's what he recommended. And we got it approved one night before county court meeting last time. And because we want to hurry up and get it going as quick as Kurt Fields, the state aid, gets it approved through the state, finalized, we'll be ready to start work. So it come in a little less than we thought. Of course, sometimes you may have change orders or something, but we've got money to cover it, okay? All right.
What about the little covered up there on the dead end road going up in what holler is it up there?
Jenny,
Yeah, I was fixing to think. We
yeah,
went,
that's some old business. Go ahead.
we went up there and, or I did, went up there and I took a survey wheel and I got the
The
records.
same, we're talking about the different places.
No, I'm
I'm
talking about,
talking about the guy that bought the land up there, and the family owned all the property, and they died out or something. He still
Oh, you
lived.
talking about Hurricane Hollow?
Yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
I have spoken to Jerry, saw him on the phone. He come by one time, I went here. And, you know, I told him that that was a county road all the way up there. He wanted us to come and mark it. And, I haven't got back with the lady, but my guardrail people looked at guardrails on that bridge and said, Lee, it's gonna be hard to put guardrails on it. You're gonna have to bore in here and they're gonna have to stick way out. If you try to go in the bridge deck, it's gonna narrow the bridge down to 10 feet because the guardrails come over. So what I'm thinking about, I've got some fiberglass reflectors that goes up along roads where tiles and stuff is. It's reflected on both sides and they've got little water holes in them. If I can sharpen those fiberglasses and stick them down in there long, that'd give them a reflection of a night, of a day too, where the sides are, you know, it's really, that's about all you can do in that old type of a bridge, the way it's built and as old as the concrete is, you know.
No, the road you're talking about.
Yeah, Jennings Road off of, Dark Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gentleman that was here, I wouldn't like anything his name, just said,
Same.
yeah, he would be here today, but he's very sick. He told me that I don't know how, what's wrong, but he's very sick and not able to get out. But, we went up there and he just wants to cut the road off a little bit there below his property. It's not very much, it's like 70 feet, maybe 78 feet. And the neighbor there, the DeLong boy, he's got a fence comes across there, and we just kind of at that fence, and we took a can of spray paint and painted across the road, and we measured it from there. I walked it 2 different times. I think it shortens it up about, if my memory's right, about 70 feet, 70 something feet. So there's 3 pieces of property right there, which is the DeLong Billy on one side, Billy's son on the other, and then Lee Allen Curtis has got property there. He's got kind of a makeshift road. His girls are going to go there and build a couple houses, from what I understand. So he's got a piece of paper that he signed, his son signed, but he hadn't got to see Lee Allen because he said he got real sick. I don't know what that means.
There's David Simpson too, you know.
Now it's David's is way
Way
down
back at the beginning of the road.
I know we wanted every signature, a letter from everybody on that road.
Oh, okay.
there. Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'll have to tell him that because I thought it was just one right there close to it.
Okay.
David, he was here. It was an issue.
Yeah, but then if you send a letter, then, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not getting another deal like we got over there at Land Road. That went on for what, 2 years or longer?
So he won't know. He just would table it till next meeting and bring it up next month.
That would be the best. Everybody got land close to be in agreement.
Well, and then he'll get better.
He'll get,
Hopefully.
I mean, you know, it sounds like it's easy, but when you start doing it, people have second thoughts in their mind, just like the Russell Lane. Remember? You know, we close it and somebody buys the property, then they want it back open, you know. So, I mean, stuff happens like that. So that's the reason I feel like this committee needs a letter from everyone involved on that road, whether or not it affects them or not. If they've got property on it, they should provide a letter. That's what I think.
And then everybody's involved in it, thing, you know, you have it in writing, which is good. Okay.
Are you, is them guys, are they spraying much?
I sprayed some, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it just makes the roads look.
It turns it a little bit yellow, but it don't kill the grass on the bottom, and we'll come back and bush hog it. When we do, and I have it cut back down, and the grass will come back underneath it, you know. Sometimes you can get it before it gets too big, you know, but, of course, this grass has grown wild, really about 2 or 3 foot tall, where it's really good, you know.
Well, it ain't growing now.
No.
Weeds are though.
Yes. Yeah.
We
Well,
need-
like we're trying it, and we're gonna come back on where we've been and see how everything goes. And he's coming back week after next to mow my guardrails again, which we've been doing that all along, spraying the guardrail for several years. He sprays in a lot of counties around. And some of it's a little bigger than others, but anyway, we'll get back and get it mowed, and it'll look a little different, you know.
Well, that mowing this year though, it's been an issue.
It's been an issue, the worst year I believe we've ever had, you know. The wettest May in 150 years, so water and heat, that's what it takes to make stuff grow. And I mean, even people with yards, you never have to mow them twice in a week or in 5 days, you know. But anyway, I guess it's better to be green than be burnt up in a drought, you know, and that's one way to look
Last
at it.
year.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
we just deal with what we get, because we can't control it, you know. Do the
had
best
some
we
more calls about the Long Mountain Road. Wanting something done about that.
I plan on trying to do something to it. I'm gonna go up on the mountain and work on 2 or 3 roads out of this budget.
And I had a commissioner ask me to ask you, could you do something with Poly Pittsburgh Road?
That's
And
been
I
brought
told
up
him I
before.
would do that.
We got several roads around that's pretty rough, and we'll spread it around and definitely get up on the mountain for sure. On Long Mountain, one that a lot of people on Long Mountain might go as far in and do one and do this first one and see how everything goes, you know.
I got a question. I know we've lowered speed limits and done other things on roads, but if you've got it's an intersection, which is basically like a 4-way stop, except they only stop on 2 sides, and the road that goes through, you know, they don't stop, but it's opposite. If they're coming up the road and they don't have to stop, when they go through that intersection, the road shifts to the left a little bit. And I've had 2 or 3 people ask me about what it would consist of to turn that into a full 4-way stop.
Well, a lot of
Road is-
times you have to go through the state, really, through safety programs and let their traffic engineer look at the situation. Just right up here at Pike Hill.
Yeah.
I had my engineer involved in this, and they was wanting to put a 4-way stop here. And my engineer said it won't work, them coming in from Old Smith Road over that hill with nursery and stuff and have to stop. It won't work, so you just need these cross sections to stop. And that's what they did, and they put signage and blinking lights everywhere and saying, you know, Smith Road don't stop, and it's worked pretty good. It just depends on your traffic flow and the kind of traffic and the elevation of the roads.
Well, it's where Booger Ridge comes up to Crane and then crosses over to McGregor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? It is actually like a 4-way stop, but it's not square. It's shifted.
Yeah. It's on a skew. Yeah.
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 And with that new dollar store over there now, so many people cut through there and flying.
Right.
I've had 3 or 4 ask me about, you know, wonder if we could make that a 4-way stop. And I said, I don't know. We'll just have to check into it and see.
So you still have to check with the state on it.
Well, you need to get some kind of data or something to do that, because you're really changing, you know, the flow of the traffic pretty tragic, you know. And that's when they used to have a lot of safety programs that you went through, and they still got a few, and you need a little something to back up what you're doing, you know. You know, some people are fussy when you do that, you know.
Oh, that's what I told some of them, I said, I agree with you, but as soon as we do that, some people's gonna fuss because they gotta start stopping. You know,
Yeah, and it is offset up there, several feet,
yeah.
probably 50 or 60 feet or more.
Well, and there was the other night, there was a car that come off Shivers Ford on the grain, and evidently it wasn't used to the road.
Yeah.
When it come through past McGregor, you know, the road shifts to the left,
Yeah.
but the car didn't shift.
Yeah,
It's after dark,
Yeah.
but it cleaned that ditch out there
Yeah.
a good
A
way.
lot of times they're driving too fast and don't know the road or distractions. There's a lot of things.
That's what I told him. I said, we could probably get it posted to a lower speed limit easier, we could get that avoided.
Right. A lot of times that works for a while, like with these signs we put up, when they get going, you still have some of them starting to speed back up.
Oh, yeah, they said, they're Patio Road, they said they're still 55,
Yeah.
even though it's posted, they're still wide open out there.
Of course, we can't write tickets, and that we just, you know.
That's up to the sheriff.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, a lot of counties have that problem, you know, more people in a hurry, running late, you know. And,
Comes with growth.
Well, you know, Brent Merritt was here, you know, last
yeah,
month.
mhm.
Well, they did take the sign out there to the sheriff's office, and it helped for a day or two, and then they didn't pay no attention to it, according to him.
Yeah,
And so I don't know what the solution is out there.
Yeah, and I will, if you just, you're gonna have to give me some footage to put in the resolution instead of just Tammy Love's house. Because 20 years down the road, Tammy Love don't live there. So we're gonna have some footage. If I don't get pretty quick, it won't be on the docket this month.
So what do we need to do?
Levy, can you, I mean, I don't have nothing to. We'll need some kind of starting point of where.
It all starts and
From
ends.
Wilson Bridge headed north,
Yeah,
you know, so many feet from Wilson Bridge headed north is where the speed limit starts.
and then so many feet headed south.
Yeah, if it's not.
Because you're gonna cover from Duke Merritt's nursery
Yeah,
to Tammy Love's house, you know.
yeah,
I mean,
Talking about back
it's
there.
35 when you come right here at the city limits, right? When
yeah.
you come going outbound, it's 35 mile an hour, so I mean, what would prevent us from doing it from the city limits all the way out to the bridge?
I'm gonna tell you,
35 mile an hour, the entire way out and the entire way in.
I may be the oddball here, but people coming into town, I don't see why we don't lower it further out. If they're going 55 coming in and they get to that bridge, they're not gonna want to back off to 30.
that's another thing you have to.
Just run 35 mile an hour till
Yeah.
it hits back into Smith Highway.
You're gonna have to have more warning signs up ahead that the speed limit's being reduced. You know,
But if
Tickets all have to be written.
It's gotta be a similar situation when you're doing that back road in Woodbury from going to Murfreesboro into Woodbury, because you're going 55, 65, and you don't see the next thing you go to 45,
Yeah.
and then it's a boom, 35.
no, it's-
It's like boom, boom.
So, I mean, I think a motion to make the speed limit from the city limits where it goes into the county all the way until it dead ends in Smithville Highway at 35 miles an hour. Because you don't need to be driving 55 on that road anyway. As curvy as it is, there's not a place on that road where 55 miles an hour is an acceptable speed limit.
We can do that, but like, you know, until some tickets are wrote, it ain't gonna matter.
Right.
You know.
But if we don't do that, then
If we do that, and we get some, like
it's,
Terry
Old
said,
Middle Road.
get some footage and everything, and then we can, you know,
well, you're better a lot of times if you can make the whole road the same speed
Yeah.
limit a lot of times. Saves a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
And something happened, well, I didn't know it changed.
So is that what we need to do from one end to the other?
Yeah, that'd be from Smithville Highway to.
So, yeah, I'll put it in form of motion to start Old Smithville Highway, 35 miles an hour, and run the entire length of Old Smithville Highway until it dead ends, into Highway 56 at 35 miles an hour.
put that in form of motion.
Yes, sir.
Anybody second?
All right, let me make sure I write this right.
And that gets you start and stop points.
Yeah, I mean, the problem I had, if you just say Tammy Love's house,
Right.
you know, somebody else
These
buys
sections,
a house
will always be
in
there.
20 years, they're like, where's Tammy Love's house at? You know,
Well, and like Lenny said, if people running 55, you're gonna have to put some flashing lights and more speed limit.
Yeah. You don't, something happens, then the county's gonna be liable to not have to post it.
Put a Dodge, I'm like Gary, put a Dodge Durango out there with a, you know.
Hey, right here. Kenny Moffitt made motion to change the speed limit of the Old Smithville Highway from the city limits to Highway 56. Is that right? And Brad Hill seconded.
All in favor, saying aye?
Aye.
But like I said, how long would it take to get the signs up, Lee?
Well, you have to order
So
them.
it's gotta go full court.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Gotta go before full
Oh, yeah.
court.
Yeah, it's
After it
a
goes, after it passes full court, how long?
2 or
would it
3
take?
weeks, maybe, or a month.
2 or 3
If
weeks.
you wanna hurry them up, you know, you can hurry them up.
And then we'd have to get Jackie to send somebody out there.
I think it's according to Ren. It's bad in the mornings, like going to school and work, and then around 2:15 to like, say, 4 o'clock, something like that.
And a lot of people travel this old road and still New Smithville Highway.
They do.
You wouldn't believe how many people still come up the old road.
Yes, sir.
That's like
Out on
National
National
Highway.
Highway. Yeah.
it's a speedway out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's cars running down through there from Bates Hill down through there 70 and 80 mile an hour. There's a motorcycle. If he ain't doing 100 mile an hour, he ain't doing nothing at all.
But it's like Levy said a minute ago, that's county-wide now.
We got there working down Old Smithville Highway. Some of them come through there flying, that's the signs out there, everything, putting the drive in, you know. Mark Roach, all that was a flying, you know.
So people in general, and I'm not taking up with people, but you can get on the interstate and you look down and you're doing 75 or something, and they're passing you like you're just sitting still.
All there be texting.
And I know it.
I told Kim the other day, after what happened to me on Morrison Street, I said, I'm gonna start getting out about 7:30 now that school's back in, and just driving around about 20 just to make a man. Hey, I pulled out on the Morrison Street the other day, looked back over my shoulder, and there was not a car that I could see coming. And I pulled out, headed toward Morrison. And I didn't go from here to the convenience center, and I looked over there, and there was an SUV on that tail. He had both hands on top of the steering wheel shooting me at her. And I was driving speed limit. And he followed me all the way to 55, and as soon as I got on 55, he was out of sight in no time.
You can pull out in the media, waiting to pull over there,
Yeah.
and people be coming through there in that left lane, and there won't be nobody in the right lane, and they'll go by you running 70 mile an hour.
But it's not just Old Smithville, it's all over again.
And yes, see, that finger deal is being used a lot on the highways.
Yeah.
Just need your new boy.
I know. Or how many friends you had before your dog died.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
Of course, we've got our
Road map.
roadmap.
Have we got anything to amendments or anything?
No, just got the road list,
On the
We
back,
got to approve that.
on the very
on
back.
about 2 sheets, it'll tell you the changes that's made from last year's to this year's.
From the roads we paved and the
Most,
widening
yeah,
and
most of
changing
them, it's
surface.
just the width has been changed because he paved them and changed it from a partnership to a hot mix.
A lot of them moved up from class 3 to class 2, and, you know, different classifications. Yeah.
I make a motion we approve it.
Hey, when you get a second, Hitchcock Drive's still on there. which
Is
is
it?
off.
It needs to be removed.
They amended it to.
Yeah, yeah, just not
So page is that on?
That's
It's
right.
on 14. You need a second.
That's the one we took off the last time.
Yeah.
We haven't sent it through full court.
It'll be taken off.
I'll say it then.
Hitchcock Drive,
Yeah.
Third from the top.
so will we change a new map or what?
Yeah, I'll reprint this in
Okay.
just a minute. So what you get in county court won't have it on there.
Let me,
Yeah,
if you'll
one,
just
let me
email
list
that
one
to-
more thing right here.
So we make sure we get that on the docket.
What now, Libby?
I want to look at one more thing right quick. Spencer Lane needs to come off too.
Yeah, we done that one too. Yeah.
Both of them?
Both
Yeah.
of them. I've been working on this payment, forgot about those two. We're trying to set it off. Now, I know that's got the ones that's been.
Yeah, it's been through the court.
That's
Yeah.
right.
What page is it?
25.
About halfway down.
Yeah.
Two of those.
Mhm.
I'll remove both of those and then email it to her the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that does it. She won't send out the docket till next, you know, have her, it's next Tuesday.
Okay.
Are we still giving away $4,000 worth of fuel to up?
We didn't put that in there this year, last year they didn't use it.
They did.
They've not used it the last 2
2
years.
years,
So we won't,
they didn't come over,
They
we
didn't
called.
come over. We called them last year and told them they had money and they still didn't come over. So we didn't put it in there this year.
You're charging us dues, don't worry about it.
yeah, just, we've been doing that for the 28 year I've been on here. Yeah, and that, how many times have they not got it?
Just these
started.
last 2 years.
Last
Yeah.
time.
We thought last year maybe somebody new was working there and didn't know, so we called them and told them and they still didn't come over.
I wouldn't worry about it.
We didn't, that's why we just took it out.
That's $4,000 worth of fuel.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody got anything else?
We need to approve this one or not?
Probably just had to have an amendment
Yeah.
to actually remove those Spencer and
It's not
Hitchcock
that.
Drive.
All right, I make a motion, we amend and take these two off and then approve the rest of them.
Got a second? All in favor of saying aye?
The only other thing, Gary, is, don't know sanitation, thing about not, I don't know if it's still not having a surplus sale. If they do,
We're working on that.
I'm still working on it, if they do, we'll have a meeting, I've got 2-ton trucks, I want to put in it,
Okay.
If it gets along that far, we'll need surplus 2 or 3 times. We'll just hold off on that till we see how that develops, which we talked about it earlier.
Anybody got anything else?
I will say, I had a guy calling me repeatedly about a water issue that he was having in front of his house. Drainage for water crossing the road. I called Lady, he went up there and looked at it. And they went up there and fixed it, they done a good, excellent job.
It's been going on a while, we've been so busy, but we've had a lot of water problems, a lot of places. But
He was tickled.
he's been waiting a while, little while. I don't think I have anything else.
If not, will someone entertain?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Got a motion on the floor, second, all in favor, aye?
Thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Carrie, can you take this?